Did you know that daily habits dictate how successful or unsuccessful you will be in life? Well, this is according to research carried out by internationally recognized authority on the topics of wealth creation and habits of successful people, Thomas C. Corley, the award-winning author of Rich Habits. After studying more than 150 self-made millionaires, he discovered that much of their transformation from ordinary to seven-figure status can be attributed to rich habits. These habits include waking up early, sleeping at least 7 hours a night, practicing dream setting, exercising, networking with other successful people, and most importantly, reading. 88% of rich people devote 30 minutes or more each day to self-education or self-improvement reading, and most did not read for entertainment. They would rather be educated than entertained. Millionaires read to learn new skills and stay on top of their game. Learning new skills constantly enables them to diversify their outlooks and give better rounded opinions. All of the well-known millionaires have their own set schedule for reading. For example, Mark Cuban, successful billionaire and television personality, reads 3 hours a day. That adds up to about 1,000 hours a year. Danny Gilbert, self-made billionaire and owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, reads 1 to 2 hours a day. And Bill Gates, the renowned richest man, reads a startling 50 books a year. Berkshire Hathaway CEO, and arguably the greatest investor in history, Warren Buffett, is no exception to this. As a matter of fact, the Oracle of Omaha is known to have read 600, 750, and even 1,000 pages a day when he began his career as an investor. And even now, as successful as he is, reading is still part of his regimen. And this is not limited to books alone. He reads 6 newspapers a day, including the Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, the New York Times, USA Today, Omaha World Herald, and American Banker. He recommends a daily 500 pages read for anyone who hopes to become as successful. His main advice is to go to bed smarter each day, and there's no better way to begin enacting this Buffett formula than starting with books he himself recommends. In today's episode, Practical Wisdom brings you books recommended by Warren Buffett to help you start your journey to success. Before we start, remember to hit that subscribe button for access to more of our videos. And don't forget the bell icon as well, so that you can get notifications of any new video we release. They are educative and most importantly free. So, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now. 5 books that Warren Buffett thinks you should read. Number 1, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. First published in 1949, The Intelligent Investor is a widely acclaimed book written by the father of value investing, the professor, economist, and investor Benjamin Graham. It is based on value investing, an investment approach Graham began teaching at Columbia Business School in 1928 and subsequently refined with David Dodd. The book majorly focuses on investment principles and investors' attitudes. It aims to teach the following. 1. How to minimize the chances of suffering irreversible losses. 2. How to maximize the chance of achieving sustainable wins. 3. How to overcome self-defeating modes of thought that often prevent investors from reaching their full potential. According to Graham, the intelligence needed to be a good investor has much more to do with character than it does IQ. One must be patient, disciplined, and eager to learn new things so as to become an intelligent investor. The wisdom of this book has been proven over the years of application, making it the stock market Bible that aims to protect investors from errors and teach them the development of long-term strategies. Buffett's journey to the top of Wall Street is inseparable from this book. He regards it as one of the luckiest moments of his life, as his approach to investing was dependent on the intellectual framework he developed from reading it. He states that investing successfully over a lifetime does not require stratospheric IQ, unusual business insights, or inside information, but sound intellectual framework for making decisions, and the ability to keep emotions from corroding that framework, which this book clearly prescribes. Number 2, Security Analysis by Benjamin Graham and David L. Dobb. Written by the professors of Columbia Business School who taught Warren Buffett, Security Analysis has been in print for more than 60 years, with nearly 60 million copies sold. The authors had seen and survived the Great Depression, as well as the political and financial instabilities of World War II, and were then better able to outline a program for sensible and profitable investing in the latter half of the century. The book represents the genesis of financial analysis and corporate finance, and a number of financial terms were actually coined in the book. The main idea of the book is that you can be able to tell and understand the value of a company, irrespective of the market's knowledge, if your analysis is thorough enough. Graham proposes a clear definition of investment that was distinguished from what he deemed speculation, stating that an investment operation is one which, upon thorough analysis, promises safety of principal and an adequate return, and operations not meeting these requirements are speculative. Buffett calls it a roadmap for investing that he's been following for 57 years. Even years after its publication, it still remains relevant, and Fortune commented that it's still the best investment guide and argues that the reason it remains popular is due to its irreplaceable approach to investment. Number 3. Stress Test: Reflections on Financial Crises by Tim Geithner. A Washington Post, New York Times, and Los Angeles Times bestseller, Stress Test is a 2014 memoir by the former United States Secretary of the Treasury, Timothy Geithner. It is written as an account of the effort to save the United States economy from collapsing in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. In the book, Geithner takes readers behind the scenes of the crisis, detailing the difficult choices and politically unpalatable decisions he made to repair a broken financial system and prevent the collapse of the Main Street economy. It also reveals a side of him that the public is unaware of, starting with his childhood, narrating his early days as a young Treasury official, helping to fight the international financial crises of the 1990s. Then describes what he saw, what he did, and what he missed at the New York Fed before the Wall Street boom went bust. In the book, Geithner takes the readers through the start of the crisis, all through the controversies and battles, to the criticized but ultimately successful plan he implemented. He also describes the aftermath and the administration's efforts to address the resultant problems that arose, such as high unemployment. It is his personal account of how America withstood the ultimate stress test of its financial and political system. Buffett recommends the book as a must-read for any manager. Number 4. Poor Charlie's Almanack: The Wit and Wisdom of Charles T. Munger, edited by Peter D. Kaufman. In a little above 500 pages, Poor Charlie's Almanack documents the wit and wisdom of Charlie Munger, written and compiled with the cooperation and encouragement of Warren Buffett. Berkshire's vice president, Charlie Munger, is Warren Buffett's longtime partner, and while he's lesser known compared to the latter, he is no less impressive. The title of the book is a tribute to Benjamin Franklin, who Munger is known to admire. Poor Charlie's Almanack is a collection of Charlie Munger's best advice, given over 30 years, in the form of 11 speeches, given as commencement addresses and roundtable talks. The talks show his intelligence, rationality, and incredible clarity of thought, which actually goes beyond his usual phrase, "I have nothing to add." It encapsulates information about the life of Charlie Munger, as well as his sought-after philosophical views regarding investing and the conversations he had at Berkshire Hathaway meetings. It also puts forward his unique worldview, what he calls a multidisciplinary approach, a self-developed model for clear and simple thinking, which is far from simplistic in itself. Buffett talked about this book, edited by Peter D. Kaufman, in his 2004 letter to shareholders. He said that scholars have far too long debated whether Charlie is the reincarnation of Ben Franklin, and this book should settle the question. Number 5. The Outsiders by William Thorndike Jr. Number 1 on Warren Buffett's recommended reading list, in 2012's Berkshire Hathaway Annual Shareholder Letter, The Outsiders tells the stories of 8 successful chief executives. These are CEOs of well-known companies, including General Cinema, Ralston Purina, The Washington Post Company, Berkshire Hathaway, General Dynamics, Capital Cities Broadcasting, TCI, and Teledyne. It details the commonalities among these 8 CEOs, referred to as the outsiders in the book, who significantly outperform their peers. Thorndike stated their common traits right from the start and used the remaining chapters to go over each outsider's experience much more in depth. He comments about them, saying they were very different from the standard conventional CEO personality. They were not charismatic visionary types, and that they were pragmatic, flexible, and opportunistic, frugal, and patient. Drawing on years of research and experience, Thorndike tells eye-opening stories, extracting lessons, and revealing a compelling alternative model. Despite not being a resounding bestseller, it is the one book that appears to be influencing CEOs and big investors. CEO of Dell, Michael Dell, compliments the book as a good read for any business leader, but especially those willing to chart their own course. Buffett praises it as an outstanding book about CEOs who excelled at capital allocation, and Forbes recommended it as one of the most important business books in America. It is a must-read for anyone interested in leading a company or investing in one and reaping extraordinary returns. While this list is not so diverse in genre as the reading list of Bill Gates, Buffett's recommendations will suit the taste of anyone curious about business, and especially investment. For anyone hoping to be rich, investing is most definitely part of the to-do list, and these books will definitely spark your entrepreneur and investor heart. If you're stuck wondering what to do or which book to read, try one of these recommended books, and you'll definitely see why Warren Buffett thinks you should read them. If you've already read them, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, no book read ever goes to waste. As Buffett says, that's how knowledge builds up, like compound interest. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and enable notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.